Welcome to the Community Difference Wylie, Season 2, hosted by Jacki Tobar and Paul Fisher. And powered by the Difference Media LLC. Today's show is co-hosted by Andrea Kincannon with the Kincannon Agency and Scott Williams with Fire and Water Restoration Plus. The Community Difference Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Wylie starts now.
Hey Wylie, it's me, Jacki Tobar. I am so excited to be here today. Welcome to the Community Difference Wylie, a podcast firmly rooted in the intersection of business development and community involvement. I am your host, as mentioned, Jacki Tobar with Proven National Title. And at Proven, we close all sorts of residential and commercial real estate deals in all 254 counties. But more than closing, title insurance is a protection against your private property rights. In a world where seller impersonation fraud is rampant, title insurance is more important now than ever. My motto is give me one, I'll earn the rest. I would love to close your next real estate transaction, so be sure to tell your real estate agent or lender that you want to close with Proven National Title. Well, we have an exciting show lined up with a lot of great leaders in the community, and we are in the second week of June. And for this entire month, we are exploring the business development approach of cost-based collaboration, collaborative marketing for innovative branding. And I'd like to bring in my season 2 co-hosts first so we can meet the team. Bring them in, Nathan. Wait a minute, you're not Andrea.
No, I'm standing in today for Andrea.
I love it. We have Scott Williams and the Wendell Daniel. He's decided to grace us with his presence while Andrea is away. So what a treat that is. So first, let's meet Scott Williams. He is the driving force behind Fire and Water Restoration Plus, a name synonymous with excellence in the restoration industry. His journey began at the age of 15 when he started as a roofer, quickly advancing to subcontractor work in restoration by age 16. By 1995, he was leading the charge in general contracting within the insurance restoration industry. Today, Scott continues to lead multiple companies within the industry, working with various TPAs and local governments to promote fiscal accountability and responsibility. When it comes to restoration, Scott Williams is the name you can trust. Happy to have you here, Scott.
Thank you, Jacki. Thank you. Glad to be here.
And then we have Wendell. Wendell Daniel is the founder and CEO of All Pest Solutions. He has led his team in establishing a pest control brand that stands second to none in the industry. With 15 years of experience working for the late Sam Walton and the world's largest organ, Wendell brings a wealth of expertise to his endeavors. A resident of Wylie for 39 years, Wendell has always been deeply engaged in his community, generously giving back. He has served as a volunteer firefighter for a decade and made history as Wylie's first ever battalion chief. Additionally, Wendell founded the Friends of Wylie Fire and Rescue and has been steadfast mentor and MC for small business owners through the chamber for over 20 years. We are excited to have you here today, Wendell. Welcome.
Great to see you, Wendell. Great to see you.
You too, Scott.
Well, now, Nathan, let's bring in our amazing guest for today. Wow, we have a lineup. We have Brandon Blythe, the fire chief of Wylie, Texas. He was born and raised in Rockwall and Forney, and Brandon's story begins with a passion ignited in his youth. Moving to Wylie during his freshman year, he knew early on that firefighting was his calling. Graduating from Wylie High in 1993, Brandon wasted no time pursuing his dream. During his senior year, he even became a certified EMT. But it was in 93, during a visit to the Fire Station 1, that fate intervened. Instead of just looking for old fire boots, Brandon found himself on a path that would intertwine his life with Wylie Fire Rescue. Please join me in welcoming our fire chief, Brandon Blythe, as our guest today. Chief Blythe, we are excited to hear more about your journey to fire chief later. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jackie. Glad to be here.
And we have Craig
Blythe.
Kelly, again, a great leader in Wylie. He is a seasoned public servant and boasts over 24 years of experience, seamlessly transitioning from directing marketing in Wylie to managing communications in Rowlett. It was in Richardson, Texas, though, where Craig honed his skills as a video producer. Originally from Pennsylvania, a lot of people won't like this part, but he has wholeheartedly embraced the Texas life, passionately still supporting the Eagles, while Texas became his beloved home. But beyond
We still love him.
But beyond his professional achievements, family and faith stand strong as the bedrock of Craig's life. With 30 years of marital bliss to his spouse, Kristen, and his 2 wonderful boys, Craig's Christian faith serves as a guiding light in both personal and professional spheres, grounding him as he tirelessly serves his community and ours. Welcome, Craig Kelly.
Thanks.
Good to have you, Craig.
Appreciate
So
it.
what's going on, y'all? Without getting too deep into everything, we gotta keep people here for a reason, and I think we found the reason.
Hey, we are here to have some fun and talk about some business of the city and our community and just kind of get some words out.
Yes. Awesome. Chief Blythe, how are you over there?
I'm doing great. The weather's finally turned a little more sunny, which has made us a little less busy the last month. It's been a challenge not only for us as a fire department, but obviously for our community. But it's kind of started to slow down, and maybe we've settled into summer. It's a little late normally for us. We're in mid-June, but it's nice for our guys to be able to catch a breath and for our community to begin to recover from the storms that hit us recently.
I completely agree. I see trees everywhere. Driving down 78 right off of that huge storm that happened. There were power lines that were broken. I mean, it was crazy. And you guys have just taken heed and just went in full, fast and fierce.
Yeah, when a wind event like that happens, a little different than a lot of events because that was citywide, right? It wasn't just a portion of our city, much like the hailstorm years ago. So it's a lot and a lot of collaboration with the entire city. Even our Wylie ISD helped us out this time with some things. So it was a great collaboration from everybody, not only the fire department but public works and police and parks and our ISD to start that cleanup and get everybody back on the road to recovery.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to be in the EOC that morning and just watch all the teams working together to get out and serve the citizens. As Chief said, I know the fire department jumped into action along with Public Works, and then the school district joined in as well with crews going out to neighborhoods, cutting trees, unblocking roads. It was pretty neat to see all that action taking place and how they serve citizens.
Yeah. And Wendell, are you getting a lot of calls about pest control, needing to get people to get these animals out of their pools and all that stuff? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, I think that might have been his mic that was giving a little bit of feedback.
Yes. What'd you say, Wendell?
I said rain makes bugs. That's one thing about weather for sure. So we're wound up tighter than the top for sure. We got every wheel turning.
One thing we have to remember is we are visitors in these bugs worlds, in these animals world. This is the country, right? Like that's what people moved out here for. And yet they're all complaining about snakes and animals. And it's like, you literally took over their land. Where do you want them to go? And so I just I give them an address and send them to your house, Wendell.
All right. Well, we've got pest, we'll call it best. We'll come handle it. Whatever you got.
That's awesome. Well, Scott, what do you have to say about it? I'm sure you're busy too with being fire and restoration. I mean,
I'll tell you, yeah, we've gotten a lot of storm calls, a lot of roofs that have openings. It wasn't as bad as it looked as far as the structures. It was a lot of on Chief Blythe and the city on the emergency services side for trees in streets, trees in yards, fences down. So there wasn't as much, heavy stuff in structures, but the ones that we had, because of the amount of rain we had, were substantial. The ones that did have openings were, excessive. And so it looked worse to some than it was to others. And at the end of the day, the ones that did have openings had pretty substantial damage, but we're working through that. And hopefully in the next week or so, we'll be caught up because it looks like that rain might not let up. We keep getting these cycles coming back and the ground is saturated. So it's going to be hard to hard to let it drain, but we'll just keep trying.
Well, that's going to definitely lead into our cause-based collaboration. So let us take a quick break, and Chief Blythe, we want to hear what you have to say. So Stay tuned.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Hey Texans, hold on to your hats. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo, newest sponsor partner of the Community Difference shows, is back, bigger and better than ever. Witness the heart-pounding action as the best riders in the world compete for glory. Feel the thrill of the chase, the raw power of nature, and the unbreakable spirit of the West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legend. Get your tickets now for the Mesquite Championship Rodeo or win yours free just for watching the Community Difference shows.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
Buying a home? It should be an exciting time, not a stressful one. At Proven National Title, we understand that buyers want fast, reliable, transparent, seamless, convenient title and closing services. Therefore, our services are not limited to our office or yours. Let Jacki Tobar and all the fine folks at Proven National Title help make your dream of homeownership a reality. Call us today for a smooth and stress-free closing. Contact us at 972-752-8540 or email at jacki.tobar@provennationaltitle.com. Proven National Title. Give me one and I'll earn the rest.
And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Up, Wylie?
What's Up, Wylie? Our favorite segment, and we have an amazing announcement. If you guys haven't already checked it out, Scott's got something exciting for us so that we can all cheer and be excited. Go on, Scott.
I'm super excited about this one, and I'm glad that I am privileged enough to get to be the one to put it out to everyone. If you didn't catch it, everyone, Mayor Porter ended up having his child. I'm learning how to do something that I am a little slower than I realized, and that's going to share the screen. If y'all are watching here, I'm going to end up showing you some photos of Miss Chloe and catching everything correctly. Hopefully, let's see here. I did it good before, and it looks like maybe not now.
Master Network thing up, Scott.
Oh, I'm all over the place. Help me. Okay, so I'm gonna stop that. Come back and go ahead and just read what I got here. But he put out that Amber Porter and I are so excited to announce the birth of Chloe Ann Marie Porter. She was born last night, June 10th, 2004 at 9:18 p.m. Big 8 pounds, 8 ounces, 21 and a quarter inches long. So she and mom are happy and healthy and just glad that they are here and they are doing well. So let's keep them in our prayers.
Proud Papa. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Scott. Scott, as some of y'all know, Scott is a councilman for the City of Wylie, so he gets firsthand knowledge of this stuff. He's probably on a group chat with the mayor.
I'm not on a group technical chat. Yeah. The technical
Annie
side,
made
I'm
it to the
still
council
counting
meeting.
on.
Yeah, Annie made it to the council meeting Tuesday night.
Congrats, Mayor Porter.
Now that is the
is
first
it.
time I think I've seen him tired, I have to admit, when he was at the council meeting, but had a busy time.
And here's
There we go. I think we've got it up now. There she is, beautiful as can be. Happy mama.
Yes.
You know, there's nothing better than having a child, especially your first. That's just as special as it gets.
And just in time for Father's Day. I mean, what a beautiful moment for him. And I mean, him and Amber, I met him while she was pregnant. So that's even more fun to watch her progression and him just to be glowing just as much as she was. And that's beautiful. So congrats, Mayor.
Couldn't imagine a better Father's Day gift than that.
Yeah. Craig Kelly, what do you have for us?
Oh, what don't I have? We got a lot of exciting things coming up. I could probably talk through the whole show, but I won't do that. I promise you. But I'm going to focus on Bluegrass on Ballard, which is coming up June 29th, one of the premier events here in Wylie. And we hope to see everybody come out. Of course, we have great bluegrass music, and that runs from 1 to 9 p.m. Headlining, now you got to love bluegrass, but is a band called Seldom Seen. Look them up on Facebook, a great bluegrass band. Of course, we can't forget about the incredible 200 plus car show, which
it's
will lie
amazing.
Ballard Avenue. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah,
I've just been seeing pictures pop up of all these cars over like on Facebook, and people are just showing them off, not even saying bluegrass. They're just like, look at my vintage car. And I'm going, I wonder if that one's going to be at bluegrass. Like, I'm just constantly thinking like, this is to hype up bluegrass. That's awesome.
Yeah. And what's cool about the car show is, there's a mix of vintage to new, there's motorcycles, there's rebuilds. It's pretty fascinating. There's supercars when you walk down that. And the car show is put on by, I want to shout out to the East Fork Masonic Lodge. So they're the ones that we partner with. Great partnership in putting on the car show. So they can raise some needed money. We can also then partner with them in organization of that show. And of course,
Craig, it might be worth highlighting that we shut down the downtown in order to do this event. It's that big of an event that we shut streets off, and the city helps take care of all the restrooms. And I mean, it's a big event. It's not a small one. It's definitely worth coming out for.
Yeah, it's shut down from 78 Ballard Avenue is from 78 all the way to Brown Street. The car show lines Ballard from Brown Street, on side streets on Oak, on side streets on Marble. I think this year we're going to pull it all the way down close to the Carter Blood Care buses, all the way down to 78. So it's a big one. We hope to see a lot of people out.
That's awesome. And it's completely free, right? Everybody can come and it costs nothing to be there.
Yeah, the event's completely free. Of course, we'd love for you to go in and eat at some of the local restaurants that we have down there. Pop into the winery, pop into our brewery and so forth. But great places down there. And something that's unique about Wylie, and I hear it all the time when I go off to conferences, we still give away free water at these events. I don't think there's any other city event that they're giving away free water as an example. We always hear that from citizens. Parking's free, the event's free, and you're even giving away things for free. Just have a great community event. Those events are usually 50-50, 50% from the community, 50% from outside the community, which is what we hope for. Introduce people to the historic downtown, introduce people to Wylie, with hopes that they come back, shop, dine, and enjoy the historic downtown and everything else that Wylie has to offer.
And it sounds like it's a great cause-based collaboration between the city and the Masonic Lodge. I mean, way to loop that all in to our topic this month. Thanks,
and
Craig.
definitely, I'm sure we'll get to it, but got to shout out the Downtown Merchants Association, which we collaborated very early on, and they're the main player in putting the event on. So definitely want to give them a shout out. And again, collaboration, cause-based, great event.
Yep, I'm a proud member of the Wylie Downtown Merchants Association. So yes. And then we have Chief Blythe. What do you have for us? What are you guys going to be? Where are y'all going to be this week?
Well, wherever Craig is, that's where we'll be. No, any event in Wylie, public safety is very involved. This one in particular, starting with our emergency management, our emergency manager Debbie Bacino helps out a lot in planning these events. Works with Craig and his team. But it's not just us. I mean, you're talking about collaboration again. And this is unique, and I can say this because I worked in another city. Public Works, Parks, Police and Fire, all down there working together to make it not only a good event, and that's always Craig's thing, and it's got to be a big event, it's got to be a good event, but also as safe as we can make it.
Safe.
And we take a lot of steps, and there's a lot of planning, unfortunately, to plan for the worst. But we try to make it where our guests and attendees at the event, they don't see that. They just see our presence down there. and we're there, and hopefully we're all bored sitting around, just connecting with the community and talking to our downtown merchants, and we all go home from there. But we're all there, whether it's heat, that's our biggest thing with bluegrass is a lot of times we have heat related emergencies, and so we have our EMS folks down there, and they're providing that initial care and getting people to the hospital if that's what's needed. But really what they need is some free water and a place to cool off, and that's really what we focus on.
That's
So
awesome.
that's any event.
I want to give a shout out to you and the city and public safety for what y'all do on those kind of events, because the way that those events happen and the happy hearts that we have of people that work in the city and serve the citizens make those kind of events fun. When you walk up and everybody is smiling and joyful and happy to be there, it's just a great event all the way around, and appreciate what y'all do.
Yeah, but that's also got to mention Public Works and Parks Department, because they play a huge role. Really, everybody does. Police, fire, Public Works, Parks. There's just so many sides of it that the community never sees. Huge.
Definitely.
There's no doubt that Wylie's always been the tip of the sword when it comes to pulling off an event like that. Second to none.
I love it. And when it is safe, people feel comfortable bringing their kids. And speaking of kids, we have a Juneteenth celebration that is this Saturday. But before that, tomorrow we have a women's conference being put on at the Wylie campus of Collin College, and it is from 9 to 2. There might still be some tickets left. Go to wyliechamber.org and see about it if you are interested in coming to that event. But as far as Juneteenth, I have a link that we can probably put up for a minute.
And it's going to be in City Park also. It's a pretty good size event with just a lot of incredible history and a lot of neat individuals that bring their own family history that you can learn about. That is really engaging. I would encourage anyone to show up and enjoy soaking it in, because it's neat to hear.
Yes. And as a side note, there will be some, I don't know all of them. I don't know yet how everything does, but I think that next Wednesday, which is actually Juneteenth, which is the 19th of June, banks are closed. So if you're interested in going to the bank, do it before Wednesday, do it Tuesday, or do it Thursday. But Wednesday, I believe most banks are closed. Man, that's hard to say. Wendell, talk to us about what's going on in September.
Well, I don't think you can talk about Wylie and not talk about the Wylie Championship Rodeo. I know it's still a little early, but September, I think 6th and 7th. It's 2-night rodeo, comes to Wylie every year. It's such a bringing the city, like we just talked about, together. I mean, it's such a joint venture between the school district and the city of Wylie and the chamber, obviously, who puts it on. And it's just a great event. So I know it's still a little early to talk about it, but you still get lined up for sponsorship, get ready, because it's coming, and it's a great event that goes along with being in Wylie for sure.
Definitely. But before September, there's a July event that's coming up, and it's going to be our fireworks show. That came back, I believe it was last year, right, Craig? And it's going to be at Founders Park again?
Yeah, we brought it back last year. Community had missed those fireworks shows for a number of years. Back at Founders Park, shooting from behind the Ag Center off of Hensley Lane. But Founders Park, if you've been out there, has great viewing areas. You can be up close and personal with those fireworks, which is pretty cool. A neat sight.
And where can everybody park?
Yeah, so Founders Park, Wylie High School, the other schools in the area. We'll have a huge turnout. Cooper. Yeah, Cooper and Draper are available. Yep. And then we're also going to have a live DJ starting at 7:30. So come out, do some line dances. We're going to have some bounce houses. I believe we'll have some food out there. And I think Chief's also providing a hose out there that we can.
We're going to need some water. We're going to need some water.
Area. So kids can jump under the spray and just have a good time out there.
Yeah, when we met about it the other day, we had one of our city employees ask, "Hey, can we bring out and hook up to a fire hydrant or a fire truck and provide an area that we can cool the kids down?" And so that's what we're going to do. We're working out the logistics of that right now, and we'll figure out a way to make it happen. And it will be there.
Might turn that pressure down just a little bit.
Well, I was going to say maybe the parents can pay to hold the hose.
Yeah, that we'll have to be careful with that for sure. There won't be any kids left at the event. they'll all be washed downstream there. So no, we're excited about it. And again, it's a growing event, and it's something that Craig has been hearing about since we really stopped. That we needed to bring that back. And last year was kind of the opportunity to bring it back, and this year it's going to be a little bit bigger, and I'm sure it will continue to grow over the next several years.
Yeah, and the fun thing about it is that just see families and kids playing out in the fields, bringing a football, bringing a soccer ball, frisbee. Really neat event just to come out, have a good time.
Yep. But at no point did we say to park in the Kroger parking lot. So don't do it.
Yeah, don't park in the
All right. We're going to take another break. We will be right back with our hot topic of the month. See you soon.
The Community Difference Wylie is made possible by Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending. Close with certainty. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. One pay on with JP Direct Health. Affordable health insurance solutions as proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Vanessa Cole, owner of The Way Leadership. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays. The Power of Advertising. Janice Greenlee with Green Root Capital. Scott Williams with Fire and Water Restoration Plus. Andrea Kincannon with the Kincannon Agency. Jacki Tobar with proven national title, Give Me One and I'll Earn the Rest. The Community Difference Wylie, together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have our hot topic of the month, cause-based collaboration, collaborative marketing for innovative branding. We've kind of already touched on it because when you have a bunch of people that are so involved in the community, it's kind of hard not to be already doing cause-based collaboration. Although, as a business development standpoint, I don't even know if we realized we were doing it. And I think that that's what makes it so important, is that it's so natural. Scott, what do you got?
Well, and it was that same thing, just the realization of when we started talking about what cause-based marketing is, and then realizing all the connection points that happens within our community naturally, that it's not even intentional, and then you realize, oh, well, that's what you cause that. That's just how we live life. We just show up and take care of people that, take care of people. And so we all want to take care of each other because we take care of each other. And
right.
It's kind of neat to realize that has a title.
Well, and that's the power of the story, right? When you tell a story, people are like, just like you said, like, oh, that is what that's called. Okay, now we can put that title together. And that is what this podcast right now is about, with having Craig Kelly and Chief Blythe and Wendell Daniel and Scott Williams, like all of y'all together, y'all work together, even during this disaster that just happened last week of the every day was a flash flood or a tornado warning. It was crazy, horrendous downpour out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting it. And everybody came together for the cause. And the cause at that point was the community. And that's what it's about. Wendell, what do you have to say on this topic? Because I know you've got something special.
Well, if I quoted, Jimmy Doolittle, he said there's nothing greater than stronger than the heart of a volunteer, who led the Pearl Harbor raid. And, me as an individual, I attribute a lot of my business success in Wylie just from the volunteer standpoint of just giving back to the community unselfishly as much as you possibly can. Whether I'm leading, the chamber business card exchange on a Wednesday morning, if I'm talking to a new business owner, I'm telling them, get off the curb and get in the parade, roll your sleeves up. You want your business to grow, just get involved in this community because they will notice it, And as an individual, when I first moved to Wylie in '85, the first thing I did was join, just to really have friends and have something to do, was Wylie volunteer, which was all volunteer then. And man, just the evolution of that, at least through me, the City of Wylie's this day is one of my biggest customers, but that came about because of the relationship that I already had with the city. It was an easy choice for them, and still, one of the biggest customers to the day. And then it's just funny how that has evolved through the years and the things that came from that, I'm proud to carry some of those accolades like battalion chief, but also founded the Friends of Wylie Fire and Rescue, but that was through a need. But those guys, when they come to me and say, "Hey, we want you to be the founder of a nonprofit organization to help us raise money for the 100-year celebration," that's where that births from. And the thing that came out of that, and I'll let Chief touch base on that some, it's just incredible where the Friends of Wylie Fire and Rescue is today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chief, go ahead, take that segue and talk about what, how that all works together and how great the City of Wylie and Fire and Rescue is all compatible with, our businesses here.
Yeah, so it's very difficult for us to accept donations and get things from the community, but there's a lot of people that want to help. And so this 100-year, this Friends of Wylie Fire Rescue, that was a big deal for the Wylie Fire Department. I mean, the department was turning 100 years old, established in 1909, and there was the group, the chief at the time recognized that and said, "Hey, we need to create a nonprofit that'll help." Reached out to Wendell. Wendell immediately pulled a group together of the kind of the founding members. And today in the city, I want to make sure I clarify this too, because the city takes great care of all of its employees. But city management, the citizens, city council, we've got a lot of support, but there's just some things that aren't possible. And so from kind of that initial conversation, that's since been passed on to Wendell's daughter, Amber, who's now the president of that organization. And today,
she does an amazing job, I've got to say.
She
really does.
And she's kind of taken it even a step further. And the board of that is made up of several of our firefighters' wives, as well as some people in the community. And so if you want to get involved in that organization, reach out for sure. And Amber would love to have some help. But from that, our honor guard was born. They helped fund that. Our pipes and drum, they helped fund that, kind of that initial. And those are expensive things, and it's not things that the city wouldn't do for us, but things maybe on a budget priority list that were a little lower because needs versus wants. We want those things. They're great for our community. Our pipes and drums and honor guard
scholarships.
Scholarship. They're almost at every event. And so from there, our general and our warrior, which are our two old parade trucks, and Becky Welch got involved in that. Everybody probably knows Becky. She helped fund some of that as well through her foundation. Scholarships every year now. Friends of Wylie Fire Rescue does a scholarship for at least a person at one of the high schools to attend Fire Academy. We've actually hired a couple of those folks back. So great recruiting tool for us. They also help fund some mental health stuff. Mental health is a big deal in public safety right now. And the city has some money as well that we put forth in our budget for that. But they help with that. Brotherhood Fund, which allows us to collect some money from our individual members in the fire department. They manage that for us. Cancer screenings, line of duty death, needs at the fire station. If we have a need and it's not right to go to the city budget for it, or it just can't happen in the city budget, the Friends of Wylie Fire Rescue and their board of directors are willing to step forth and raise that money and make it happen. And that's been awesome for us this entire time.
Well, and that goes to one of our unique points actually regarding this topic is cross-sector partnerships for greater reach. And you stating that you brought in Becky Welch. I mean, she is a huge staple in the Wylie community. My daughter is in the Wylie schools right now. She's 14, so she'll be transitioning into Wylie East. And she, I've known the name Welch since she started in Wylie. So, I mean, it's just a name and a staple. And to have those partnerships linked together for the same common goal, I mean, cause-based collaboration, that's literally what it is.
Yeah, Becky, a lot of that Becky's one of those people, you see her on your phone, you answer, right? Because she's got something going and she needs an answer pretty quick. And
you want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and you want to be a part of it, absolutely.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Scott?
Sorry, Scott.
I was going to say, I think that's what makes Wylie so special is it's that same type of in business, it would be cross revenue streaming, but it's really a servant heart where you have all these different servant hearts coming from different directions so that you know where to go when there's a different need, who to reach out to, and who that person knows that can know that person that's involved in this group, because there's so many people that want to be able to give. And you
know who that person is for me, Scott? It's
Who's that?
Wendell Daniel, and then now Craig Kelly, because I'm like, oh, now I know that guy. Like, City, I need something with the City. I'm going to Craig Kelly.
Well, and for those that don't know anything about Wylie, about friends, for those that didn't know anything about, friends of Wylie Fire, now they know, and they know, hey, there's somewhere that they can, give, donate time, energy, and money, and know really where it's going, and that it's meeting a core need that needs to be met.
Absolutely. Craig, were you going to say something?
Oh, I got a lot to say, but I didn't know if you want to transition into I was going to bring up the Taste of Wylie as another incredible example of just the community coming together and helping one another out, and marketing, really, at the same time.
Yeah.
But speak about the Taste of Wylie and what it is, because there are some listeners that are joining us today that probably don't know about that, and we would love to bring awareness to that amazing cause.
Yeah, definitely. So this year's Taste of Wylie was on May 6th, but a little background information. Taste of Wylie has been around, I should remember how many years, but it's been around a long time. And it was originally created by the Christian Care Center. And it was a great time to bring the community together, raise funds for the Christian Care Center. If you remember, passing the hat around, the live auctions, and everything that went with that. How could we forget? So at one point, though, 2-3 years ago, they just said, we just can't do this anymore. So they approached the city, approached the Economic Development Corporation, Angel Wygant, and she got heavily involved in that. We got heavily involved in that and said, we'll take it over. We can build it, we can grow it, but definitely don't want to lose focus on it because we want to raise money for our local food pantries. So the first thing we did was expand it from Christian Care to include the other food pantries. So now Amazing Grace, Five Loaves, and Hope for the Cities to raise money for them. And then also expand the number of restaurants that were involved. And you wanted me to explain what it is, so I jumped over that. But Taste of Wylie, basically an event where we bring in local restaurants. They can showcase their food. Citizens buy a $15 ticket to come eat a lot of food.
Plates and plates of samples.
Plates and plates. There was steak. We had Italian food, great desserts, you name it.
Burgers was out there making burgers, like fresh burgers. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Look at the plate right there. When you say a taste, that's not doing it justice because you had 5, 6, 7, 8 meals over and over again.
I was like, I think they should give an option to buy another plate. Because once your plate gets you're done with it, you just want to trash it. And you should be able to go get another plate and start over.
Oh, we have them there. We'll give them out. Just don't tell anybody. But you can come up and we can do that. But just an incredible.
I'd be remiss. I was going to say, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Councilman Malici that was in that last picture there, giving back from Napoli's.
Yeah.
One thing that's really cool about that event too, Craig, and you kind of hit on it, but for the city, a lot of our employees that don't normally get to get out of the office get the opportunity to go volunteer at that event. Yeah. And so they're out being able to connect with the community and normally they're kind of behind the scenes, but we give all of our employees the opportunity to go volunteer down there. And so that's a cool opportunity for them that they don't normally get, mix up their work day a little and give them an opportunity to get out in the community and meet some of the people that we serve.
Yeah, that's a great connection.
I think I saw the dispatchers out there this year.
We did. We almost had to force them to go out there because they like to stay very much behind the scenes and talk on the radio. But they did go out there this year and rotate out there and get some food and then head back to their cave back here.
Yeah, and again, when you look at all the partnerships and connections, so the restaurants have an opportunity to market themselves. Now they provide all the food free of charge. A lot of people ask, why is it on a Monday at lunch? Well, those restaurants are providing all of that food and all of their time free of charge. So it would be very difficult to do that on a Friday night, on a Saturday night.
And a lot of them are closed on Mondays. So
a lot of them are closed.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And we're feeding like 1,200 people. So the food costs are pretty high. But the neat thing is, so they're providing and marketing their product. And we hear the great stories of the number of people then after the Taste of Wylie that then go to that restaurant to dine in, to enjoy that food. So those are the stories we love to hear. And then on top of that, Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I just said that's a win-win.
It is. It is. And then on top of that, you have the sponsors as well, local businesses that are sponsoring the event, in reality, donating to the food pantries. And then 100% of those proceeds go to the food pantries. And that's the great thing about the city, the EDC, and how we can be involved, because we don't need to take any of those proceeds. They can all go to those food pantries that really
Definitely.
serve our citizens.
Well, and I want to hear from Wendell, because he is a huge advocate. When I see him every Wednesday morning at the chamber meetings, and he is a huge advocate for like the Wylie Show and Sale. And that is an amazing event that is put on by the Wylie FFA, right, Wendell? And like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'd love for you to dive into that, because that's a really cool cause-based collaboration event that you are very, very much involved in.
Well, that's just one of the things I just think that just makes Wylie such a special place to live and run your business, is that whether we're talking about the show and sell, the Taste of Wylie, or whatever it is, there's always an all-in approach with the businesses, here in town. And so the show and sell is just another great way as a business owner. There again, I talk about it all the time to new business owners that, hey, there's just certain places in this town that you need to be seen and you need to be involved in as a business owner, whether that be the Taste of Wylie or the show and sell. And that's just a great way. One, you're giving back to the kids because they've raised, animals, and that's the day that they sell them. And me as a business owner, it's just a great way to, there again, help the kid, but, help yourself. It's a write-off. It's a win-win all the way around. It's just, there again, as a business owner, I strongly encourage, that's one of those places you need to be.
Well, and you are the influencer for that. So one of the other unique talking points is harnessing the power of influencer advocacy. And you become that influencer telling the community, because you've been here for so long, to like, this is something you have to do. And I just, as a newer business in here, been here for a year now, I mean, I look for that guidance. I want to know what I need to be a part of and what I need to be seen at, so that other people can see me and know I am not just a body in a seat. I'm a part of the community. I want to be a part of everything that's happening in Wylie. And so you being that influencer, I know that the Wylie FFA loves that, that promotion from you, your endorsement even. And it's, free to them, free to you, and you just continue to spread the word and cause-based collaboration.
For sure. I'm pretty consistent on Wednesday mornings about the things that I'm passionate about, and, just mentoring to business owners. And that's just one of those things that, hey, there's 4 or 5 things in this town that don't need to be an option for you. You need to be involved in the Education Foundation, the Taste of Wylie, the show and sell, and the list goes on and on. But, it's worth your time, and it's worth your effort as a business owner.
Boo on Ballard is another one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I stocked up candy because I think I gave away like 7,000 pieces of candy last year.
But do you leave with candy? That's the question.
Nope, not at all. Never.
Doesn't matter how much you buy.
No, you'll give it away. I don't remember how many hot dogs New Hope Church cooked with.
Candy, hot dogs, water.
It was ridiculous.
Water. That's all I keep hearing is water, water, water. Like, I love that. In a world where we have to buy water, like, it's so nice to have it readily available. They're literally like, look, don't die. Here's water.
Jackie, that brings up a great thought. Boo on Ballard, about, 3 or 4 years ago, I was standing out in the middle of Boo on Ballard, and I had a case or two of water. And as people walked by, I was trying to hand them, do you want some water? Do you want some water? What was amazing, and I would even correlate it to my faith, but when you ask someone, do you want some water? They'll say no or not say anything. But the minute you reach your hand out and go to hand them a water, they're like, oh, I'm good taking a water now. You've already given it. And it's the same thing in all of these situations, us stretching out and being first to step out and make something happen. Sometimes that's what people need to be able to receive it, because they don't know, kind of like you said, that how to step out until they're shown how to step out of their box.
To speak on the topic for one last quick second, a lot of people that come out to the events that are quote free worry about that salesy technique. Oh, what do I have to do to get the water? And so when you extend your arm and said, no, take the water, they're like, oh, I get this without any strings attached. Like they appreciate that. And that's helping the community know I'm out here for you. I'm literally here making sure you don't die. And that's what Chief Blythe does every day. I mean, that's his job. So we're going to go to a quick break. And then when we come back, we get to find out all about our guest for today. So take it away, Nathan.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Enjoy DFW's most fun, affordable night out and catch the Rough Riders, the AA affiliate of the Rangers, at beautiful Riders Field in Frisco. The Riders are back home from June 11th through the 16th against the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Enjoy fireworks from the field and NASCAR night presented by the Texas Motor Speedway on June 14th, Mutt Cuts night, a tribute to Dumb and Dumber, on June 15th, and Father's Day and Dallas Black Giants Day on June 16th. Get your tickets at ridersbaseball.com. The Frisco Rough Riders, the future stars of your Texas Rangers.
Are you looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
Hey, welcome back. We are going to do a guest and co-host deep dive. We're going to give them time to intro each other and talk one-on-one on how they know each other and how they collaborate in the community together. Before I do that, I do want to touch on the sponsors that you guys just saw the commercials for. We are so fortunate to be sponsored by not one, not two, but 3 major sporting events. So we do want to give them a quick shout out. We've got Frisco Fighters. They have games all the way up until the end of July. So if you think that you're missing out, you are. Contact us. We'd love to give you some free tickets. The Frisco Rough Riders, same thing. We have tickets. We want to give them to you. Reach out to one of us. We have them. You want them. Let's get that done. And then Mesquite Rodeo. If you've never been, you should go. And so reach out to us. Let us know what days you want. And if we've got availability to get you some tickets, we will get those tickets for you. So
guaranteed to be fun. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Or your money back. Since it's $0, you get $0 back. Scott, I want to take you and Craig on a ride. I want you guys to interview and just kind of banter back and forth. But I really want, because there's so much collaboration between the 4 of y'all anyway, like y'all just have a conversation that you guys, I want to let the community know who you guys are and what you do and why you're here. Like that's probably the most important part. So take it away, Scott.
Sure. Well, Craig, I asked you to come on because obviously I know how experienced you are in the topic we're talking about with marketing, cause-based marketing, social media marketing, return on investment, investment in people and what that returns naturally. But you've done it for so long. What I wanted to hit on with you is how it has changed over the years, because I think you've been with Wylie, was it 24? Is that right?
No, I've been with Wylie about 16 years.
Okay, but 24 in the marketing. I think it was Richardson before that. So I think I got that swapped a little bit. But the way that it's changed from back then to now, speak to that and speak to a little bit, if you could, how different it is to be able to connect with so many people when you start factoring in social media and you start factoring in all the different avenues to be able to do even the cost-based marketing of, connecting with, as you said, Five Loaves, Amazing Grace, Christian Care Center, just how easy it is to get that word out now versus then.
Yeah, I mean, the changes are incredible, as we all well know. And I was thinking back, I can't remember the exact year, but at a corporate job, a large drugstore chain, worked for Rite Aid Corporation in internal communications. And at the time, we had a satellite network to every store to communicate. But we also had a team of 250 people in IT trying to figure out, how do we send information over the World Wide Web? So it's amazing.
Just a basic something.
Back when they called it that.
Yeah, but a team of 250 people in an IT department trying to figure out how to leverage the World Wide Web, to send financial information, to communicate, to send training. So when you think about
can it not be a fax?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and it's still communicating on the good old green screen that you type back and forth on. But it's amazing. Now, a little closer, though, I remember just about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, we relied very, very heavily on the Dallas Morning News. And if I remember correctly, and I can't remember the name of the insert, but they had a local community insert that they would put to different communities. And wow, we work so hard in getting content, imagery, our photos placed in that publication because we knew how many people it would reach. Well, that's no more. So when I look at those changes now, we've shifted really our program, and I had pulled out for this, won't get into it because it'd probably be boring to some, but a communications plan. And the last time I updated the communications plan was, I think, in 22, and things have changed so much just even in those 2 years when it comes to communication.
So what years were you in Richardson?
Yeah, so Richardson was fresh out of college. So that would have been in, now I have to give my age away. Come on.
Trying to dig in.
Just say the last time you got a haircut. That's
everybody has to give their age away if I do. But that would have been way back in, around 93. First job out of college, went to work for the City of Richardson. And at the time, it was really neat. So we produced marketing videos to help grow and bring in businesses in what was then the telecom corridor. I don't know if it's even referred to the telecom corridor.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably an outdated term. But so we would create specific marketing videos targeted at big corporations to bring them into Richardson, along 75 there. So that was really my first job out of college. Loved doing it, learned a lot, had great managers there, and grabbed hold and took what I learned there into future jobs.
Craig, I remember, and I'm sure Wendell remembers this for sure, being a business owner as well, what it not only cost, but what it took to actually get a Yellow Page ad. And to be like, I have a Yellow Page ad. I have reached the pinnacle of my, being able, I'm a marketer. I have an ad, and how knowing that, like those companies that are named AAA, so they could be first in the Yellow Pages.
That's good. How I picked my name for sure back then, because age was a big deal back then. And, but man, marketing sure has changed from just, cowboying up and having a double truck first placement to trying to figure out how Google works today. It's tough.
Yeah, that's SEO before SEO was around.
Oh,
for sure,
without a doubt.
And now with from a city standpoint, now with a click of a button, I can reach 20,000 plus people. Let's take through Nixle, through our emergency communications platform. And we
And
can
speaking of that, Craig, I'm sure you guys had a surge of that during last week and the week before's storms. I was pointing everybody to there. They're going, how do you know about what's going on? And I'm like, Nixle. Like, I thought everybody knew about it, but nobody did. So let's remind everybody, Nixle, Nixle. Look it up. Say Nixle, Wylie, Texas. It will talk about it. Go subscribe. Okay.
Yeah, it's a simple. Put your name and phone number in, and you'll get emergency text messages.
Yeah, or it can be even easier, and it just text 75098 or zip code to 888-777. So all you have to do is text zip code to 888-777, and boom, you'll receive those messages.
Or Chief Blythe's phone number is, I'm just kidding.
It's personal cell.
That's one of the most fascinating parts of the job, though, that I really enjoyed. I don't like natural disaster, of course, but just coming into the emergency operations center, if it's activated, and watching our public safety teams at work, but especially the 911 communicators, it's just fascinating. The stress, the pressure that they're under, how they manage and handle the job. Just simply amazing when you look at what they're doing. And there's even just so much behind. We talked about Nixle, but when do you send a Nixle out? Because it's reaching so many people. When do you set off the sirens within the community? So it's just fascinating to watch that.
Yeah, so I want to jump in and highlight something for Chief that they were able to get implemented here recently. And most people wouldn't realize this, and it's really important, especially if you want to tell your kids that 911 has text to 911. So you can literally text 911. So if anyone is in the situation that they can't call, they can not only text, but 911 has the ability now, given the permission of the person that's texting, to access their camera and show it. Chief, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was hoping I was going to be able to do that as breaking news, but yeah, so we've had.
Oh, I'm sorry. I told you breaking news.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Do we have a breaking news sound, Nathan?
Yeah, sorry. Breaking news. Chief Blythe is.
There you go. We've had text to 911 for a couple of years now. Really, we highlight that during the 4th of July when we have fireworks in the city limits, and we ask people to text that information to our 911 center because they're already slammed and very busy. But new feature we just added in the last few months is we can now essentially FaceTime with somebody that texts 911, and we can initiate that text message from our communication center. So previously, unless you text 911, we couldn't text with you. But now if you call 911 and you got a bad connection or you say I can't talk, we can initiate that text message back. And then we can ask you, of course, you've got to give us permission. Dispatch, there's a lot of permissions back and forth that you got to click on your screen, much like allowing, something to use your camera. But as soon as that happens, we're live at the scene with our dispatchers. And so it's a really cool feature. It's going to be very beneficial. Obviously, texting was huge for us, but that's going to be even better for our community.
Amazing. Well, Chief Blythe, we want to hear something tell us something that you've never told anybody, not even like your kids or your wife or your mom, anybody. Like, tell us your deepest, darkest secret right now.
Well, I mean, I can tell you a minute ago, you were going to give out my phone number. There's a lot of folks that call me for emergencies that should probably be calling 911.
Wendell.
Guilty as charged. I can't help it that I have a relationship with Chief Blythe that started, 31 years ago. I mean, I still call him Boy. I mean, that's his nickname from way back when. I mean, I'm not sure anybody would do that, but I mean, we go that far back.
And Chief Blythe, do you not do the mustache because you can't grow one, or like, what's the problem there?
No,
that's wrong.
I reserve that for some of our younger guys. I can grow one that puts them to shame, and so it's kind of sad. But the problem with it these days, it's several different colors because we were talking about age a minute ago. I'm not young boy anymore as they used to call me when I first got on the fire department. But yeah, it's been a long time. Been around here a long time. I got a lot of relationships with people around town, and because of that, used several of these people on with us today personally. Wendell keeps bugs out of my house. Unfortunately, I had a fire at my house last October, lithium-ion batteries, and But while the fire department's still there, taking care of my house for me, I was already on the phone with Scott and my insurance company and trying to get that. And crazy because by 4 o'clock that afternoon, Scott had already talked to insurance and that was at lunchtime. And so we got that ball rolling pretty quick. So again, back to relationships and keeping connected to the community and
Taking care of
just
your
being
people.
able to before I even left the house that day, I'd already talked to insurance and Scott, and that train had left the station, and we were moving down the road towards recovery, towards repairing my house and getting going. So,
You didn't get a new phone who dis? You didn't get one of those when you called him, like a new phone who dis?
No.
And on a side note, you really don't want to be the fire chief and have a fire at your house. Just say.
It's not good marketing.
Especially, so, he kept getting, and we kept getting, because our trucks were there with all the signs and everything, that everyone thought that, it was our place of business at his house, so we kept getting people, oh, I see you moved. No, we didn't move. And we didn't want to be like, well, the fire chief had a fire, kind of deal.
Awesome. Well, we're going to end on that fun note. We're going to be right back, and we've got another fun segment for everybody. It's called Rapid Fire, where we get to really put you guys' brains to work. So be right back. Thanks, Nathan.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Are you ready?
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Oh, I love that. When Lyndon created that one, I was just like, I love that. I just love all the little sounds. And speaking of sounds, Nathan, be ready on the buzzer. We're going to give everybody like 5 seconds. And if they don't answer, then we want to hear the boom. And if you're taking forever, we're going to give you the dial-up. Can you get the dial-up going? If that doesn't take you back, I don't know what will. So let's go around the room, and Nathan, you get to join us on this. We want to hear your favorite karaoke song to sing or to be heard sung. Scott, what is yours?
Probably Rhapsody, maybe Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. That
Best
is a good
song
one
ever.
for karaoke. It's not like I play it all the time, but karaoke is a good one.
Yeah. And if you only have like one song in 3 hours, that's the one you want to do because it's like 8 minutes long. So it's perfect. Yeah. It's Craig. What do you got?
I was forced to sing Girls Just Want to Have Fun with my sister-in-law on a cruise ship. So don't
I
worry.
want to hear that. Is that
No,
recorded?
that's okay. Not my favorite song, not my favorite karaoke song, but was forced to sing it.
Craig
That's all
Kelly's
I'm
sister,
saying.
get that, put it into our chat.
Oh,
Yeah, we can collaboratively market that.
no,
Yes.
we will not.
Let's raise money to release it. Let's raise money, fundraising opportunities to release that, and the money goes to the city. Let's go.
Now I'm in trouble because this goes back to the fire department. Now every time I go to a meeting over there, I'm going to hear about this.
Duly noted.
Blythe, what's
Duly
your
noted.
favorite song?
I think what I hear the most is "Don't Stop Believing." That seems to be a popular one with karaoke.
Right.
Trying, people trying sometimes.
Yeah, but do you like are you just like into it, or are you just like, tapping your feet back and forth? Like, what are you doing when you're doing that?
No, not too into it. I mostly like country music, old country in particular. So, but that's what I seem to always hear at karaoke.
Like Hank Williams old, like farther back, like Conway?
Yeah, all the above and new.
All
I like new stuff too.
Cool.
But mostly country music.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Wendell?
I mean, it's hard to go wrong with King George, Marina Del Rey or Amarillo by Morning, but I can just tell you flip and, go to Dax, and then we can just go to Dax and sing "To Be a Man" or something like that. Like I can take it one side to the other.
I love it. We're gonna have to do a karaoke event. It'll be fun.
Oh no,
Nathan, what's yours?
Believe it or not, it's mine is always Bohemian Rhapsody. I can't believe someone else said that. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Mine this week, mine is "Baby Got Back." Like, I love it. I can rap the whole thing without even any words. Now, here's my age. I'm 38. So that is literally from my era. So it's not like I'm one of these little kids that's the teeny boppers that is like, oh, I know that song. No, you don't know the song. It's my song. Stay away. Anyway, I digress. Favorite movie of all time? Wendell?
Lonesome Dove.
What was it? Lonesome Dove?
Lonesome Dove.
All right. Craig?
There's a lot, but Christmas Vacation, just because sitting around with the family watching Christmas Vacation is just a great time.
Is that any time of year or just at Christmas?
I could probably watch it any time of year.
Chief Blythe?
Oh, Backdraft. Got to be Backdraft.
Oh, man, you homer.
Wow.
Why not Frequency? Frequency's a good one. It's
that
about fire.
That one came out when Backdraft came out when I was trying to start in the fire service and first getting started. So I probably watched it 1,000 times.
That's awesome.
It was like the first fire movie.
I'm going to be that guy.
After Emergency. So
yeah. Scott?
Did you order the Code Red? A Few Good Men.
Oh, I was like,
what?
Good men. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's one of its lines. Yeah. There's something in that whole turn of the movie of fighting for justice. Oh, come on.
Nathan, what's yours?
It's actually the whole Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy.
Oh, okay. New stuff. Well, mine is Shawshank Redemption. I cannot get enough of that. I watch it all the time. Thank you.
That is a good one.
Do you wear matching socks? Wendell?
Oh, 100%. I'm OCD to the max when it comes to clothes. You know how I am. Gotta have shorts, jeans, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, socks gotta match.
Yeah, he's like, my 3-piece suit is my undershirt, the undershirt under that, and then my button up.
You bet.
Craig, what do you got?
Of course, I was going to try and show him, but then I thought better of that, so I'm not going to do that.
Chief Blythe?
Absolutely.
Matching socks. All right. Yeah. Oh, Lyndon's piping in with some "You Can't Handle the Truth."
Yeah.
That's it.
Scott?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Always matching. And not only matching, but I want the lines to be right. I want them. And if there's socks that have a left and a right, I don't care. I want left and I want right. Even if they'll go on the feet, they have to be what it says. I'm that OCD.
Yeah. Wow. Nathan, what about you?
92% of the time.
Then that's a no. Okay. You don't get to say yes if you're 92 anything %. You're either all in or you're all not.
Yeah, where's that buzzer? Somebody give me that buzzer.
I'm all in. I have to have matching socks. And when my daughter likes to take mine, I know when she likes to take my socks, I'm like, no, because then one is always going to be dirtier than the other because you're not going to wear matching. So anywho, we need to actually start wrapping up so we don't get to the last rapid fire question. But I want to hear final thoughts. I want everybody to know where we can reach you, and if you have anything quick to say based on what we had to say today. So, Chief Blythe, we'll start with you.
I could be reached through the city's website. My office is out on 2000 North Highway 78 at our public safety building next to Walmart on the east side of town.
And your number is 911.
You can get me there. They oftentimes come in here and say, "Hey, somebody's looking for you," but they call 911. They try to transfer them in here. Yep, that's right. Guaranteed to answer. So it's been great. I didn't know what to expect from this. Wendell asked me to do this a couple days ago. I appreciate the opportunity, and it's been fun with this group, especially. I talk to these folks on a regular basis, but not about stuff like this. So it's been great. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Craig Kelly, what you got for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out to my team first of all. So Christina Kelly, no relation.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, pretty crazy because my wife's name's Kristen, so very confusing. When I first hired Christina, I don't know how many text messages she got that were intended for my wife, but that's a whole.
You need to put an A in front of one of them and move them out of that area, Craig.
I did change it. I did change it pretty quickly. But she's the digital media specialist, so she does a lot of the social media. And then Lillian Baker, our events coordinator, she came on board over the holidays and was thrown right into the fire with Taste of Wylie and has done a great job. So had to shout out to them. I can be reached at publicinfo@wylietexas.gov. Actually, we'll reach all three of us there, and then somebody can respond. And hey, I just want to say, don't speculate on social media. Email, get the answer. Call, get the answer. Truth kills. And call up. Don't get on there, gossip, speculate. Call, get the information, get the facts. We're happy to help. Always ready to help.
I love that. Yeah, attending the state of Wylie or state of the city a couple months ago, the mayor really explained what the city is involved in and what their responsibilities are. And before that moment, I didn't know. So you're absolutely right. Get involved. Get informed, I think, is more the question or the answer.
There's typically a reason for most everything. You might not agree with it, but at least you'll have the facts, and then you can have a discussion based on those facts, which a healthier discussion it is. So.
Yep. Wendell, it's your turn.
Well, before I do that, I just felt like, to say that I think it says a lot about our city that, Scott and I didn't get together and decide who we were going to pick for the show, and we ended up picking two city employees as our guests today. It says a lot about the uniformity of this city that we live in. But yes, you can find me at allpestsolutions.com, 972-442-1169, or on Facebook at All Pest Solutions, or just one of the trucks running down the road. I'm easy to find. Or on Wednesday morning, you can always find me Wednesday morning at the business card exchange for the Chamber of Commerce.
At Smith Public Library, 8 a.m. We want you there. Come on. Even if you're not a chamber member, we want you to come. All right, good plug. Scott?
And while we're doing plugs, I'll give Wendell a plug. All Pest does, our pest services at my house and has for a long time and does an excellent job. So I definitely recommend him and just say thank you, Wendell, for all your guys do. They care, and it's just good. It's good people. It's relationship. They're not pest people. They're our friends that show up. And if there's something they need, we'd be happy to help anything they need. And that's how our community is, which is just really awesome. As far as getting in touch with me, the best way on the fire and water side, as far as emergencies, construction, that kind of stuff, while my cell number is readily available on the internet everywhere, the office number is what will ensure an answer. The office number is answered 24/7, has emergency response, and has protocols in place to make sure that balls don't get dropped. That number is 972-455-8252. Again, 972-455-8252. Scott Johnson, I want to give you a shout out. You saved me thousands of dollars over years by letting me use your fire plan cell service years ago. He's an amazing guy. I just saw him pop up, so I thought I'd give him a shout out.
Thank you. And I'm Jacki Tobar. You can find me tomorrow at the Women's Conference at the Wylie campus at Collin College. I am so happy that everyone was here today. I really appreciate Wendell filling in for Andrea. We will be happy to have her back in July. And thank you to Blythe and Craig Kelly. The City of Wylie is because of them and, because of all of us here at the Community Difference. So See you next week. Thanks for joining.
All right.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Wylie is made possible by Paul Fisher with Certainty Home Lending, Close with Certainty, Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. One Pay On with JP Direct Health. Affordable Health Insurance Solutions is proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Vanessa Cole, owner of The Way Leadership. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays. The Power of Advertising. Janice Greenlee with Green Root Capital. Scott Williams with Fire and Water Restoration Plus. Andrea Kincannon with the Kincannon Agency. Jacki Tobar with Proven National Title, Give Me One and I'll Earn the Rest. The Community Difference Wylie, together, we can make the difference.